Hey, everybody, we're back again on the next episode. And today we're going to go back to the MRO flow and talk about the sourcing and procurement piece, which is scary for if you're a maintenance person. This is like, "Ugh." But sadly, this is what a lot of maintenance people do when we don't have a good sourcing and a good understanding of how materials are sourced and procured. Whether, you've just got a maintenance guy calling up his buddy down the road, that is sourcing, which is
Yep.
converted into a
Yep.
PO, and then that's procuring. So we really want to get into this because again, ERP systems like SAP can do this one automatically, and they should, especially for low value, fast moving things. But Justin, I know you've got a lot of experience in this because this is where things can get expensive for a business when you don't do this well.
Yeah. This is this is probably the was the light bulb moment for me, and how powerful
Mm,
a good MRP process is. I ran a department of, gosh, Tim, you were there. We had what, 6 or 7 buyers, maybe 8 buyers, managed about 450 to $600 million worth of spend at times, depending on the year. And man, it just always felt like we could never support these guys. Like it
yeah.
always felt like operations and supply chain were at odds. They were fighting all the time. It was, I'm sure you guys have said that in your organizations that are listening. Man, these guys just never get me the right part. It's never on time. Like they don't know what
Yep.
they're doing. And when you step back and look at it, they're probably pulling up a list of requisitions that are in order by what in SAP they call release date. So they don't understand why they're buying it. There's just a big giant list of parts. They don't understand why they're buying them. It's not intuitive. They have to go back and forth between MD04 and ME5A if you're in SAP. They're just trying to understand what priority is. But when you connect the dots and you start understanding how the system is designed, I can take a list of 50 to 60 requisitions. I can run a really quick check and step by step process and pull my top, 5 or 6 requisitions out, knock them out for in priority of work. Or
Yeah.
right, like I had guys that were working 45, 50-hour weeks, just triple checking things and calling people. And they just felt like they just always felt like they were hanging on to a merry-go-round, to being able to quickly identify, number one, what is my burning platform? Like, what do these guys need right now? What's high priority?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then telling them where we're going to have some problems. It's really,
Yeah.
really, really cool. And, Tim, we talked early on about MRO. It was one of our original topics, one of the first 2 podcasts that we put out. We talk about our
Yeah.
M's
Yep.
and our R's, our maintenance and reparables, and our O's,
Yep.
our operating supplies, right? So when we
Yep.
start thinking in those terms, this sourcing and procurement get really, really easy, right? If it's coming
Yep.
on a maintenance plan, if it's on that planned demand signal, I know so far in advance when I'm going to need them. I can cut that at the beginning of the year, and go out and contract that stuff and get that stuff on schedule to be delivered, 3 or 4 days ahead of each job when I need it, right? Um,
Yep.
and on my operating supplies, my chemicals, my lubes, my fuel, that kind of stuff, that can be
Yeah.
auto
Yeah.
PO'd every time we need it because I've got an agreement in place all year,
Yeah.
right? So that's
Well,
what's
this is
so powerful about this.
Yeah, and this is where I get frustrated because how many times I've seen maintenance people doing the sourcing? It's because we don't have the
No, it's
data within
insane.
the system. So every time you catalog a material, you should do three things. One, catalog it. Two, put it in a BOM so I know where it lives within my plant. And three, add a source. In SIP, it's called an info record. So we say, I know I can get this from vendor A, B, and C. Create 3 info records. Get a quote. Now you have sources. Maintenance now never ever have to go again and say, hey, where can I get this? Or sorry, procurement goes to maintenance. Say, where do I buy this from? I have no idea. So this is about when you catalog a part, it's quick and simple. Build the data so that when MRP or your min max program, it's not always MRP, um, runs, it can select a source or multiple sources. So all you do is do an RFQ, get the quote, PO. And so that becomes a
That's
quick
it,
and
man.
easy process. And I think we make this way too hard. And this adds, like you said, Justin, so many hours and frustrations to the day,
Yeah.
and hugely extends the supply chain. This adds potentially a week
Yeah.
into the supply chain as something you can get down the road because you don't know what you're doing. This would also frustrates people, and while they'll free text. And that's what we're
That's
trying to
right.
avoid is put the data in the system, maintenance, POOP. Plan our work the
Power,
plan.
baby.
They should not be living in vendor world. That's not their job. So this is something that we can add a lot of value here. Technically, in SAP, once you've cataloged the material, you should never create a PO. SAP creates the PO because it's either fast moving, critical, or expensive. So it's on a contract. Those are automated. And all the other ones are I do an RFQ, I update the RFQ back into SAP, and then the program can automate those POs off the RFQ. And so, boom, easy
Yeah,
peasy lemon
it's
squeezy.
it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. I love it. Well, hey guys, love to talk more about this. Would love some
Yeah, heaps
comments
more.
about what you guys are doing. Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of different ways to skin cats, but we think we know the easiest way, and we've seen it work really well. So you know, next we're going to talk about the way we handle materials as they come in and get them ready for work and then issue them out. That'll be kind of the next series, but it is so important to get these first three steps right, and the rest of it just takes care of itself. So,
It removes
looking
all the
forward to the
noise.
next conversation. That's it, baby.
Yep.
Looking forward to the next conversation with you guys. Um, reach out, let us know if there's anything we can do to help you, and look forward to the next ones. See you guys.